On the morning of December 16, 2000, 31-year-old Mike Williams kissed his wife Denise goodbye and left home in Tallahassee, Florida, for a duck hunting trip on Lake Seminole. He never came back. His boat was later discovered, his truck abandoned at the lake, and a search turned up only his hunting gear floating in the water. Investigators believed Mike had drowned and that alligators had likely consumed his body. With no evidence of foul play, his death was ruled an accident, but there was something about this case that never sat right. Mike Williams was an experienced hunter and outdoorsman, someone who knew the risks of Lake Seminole, and strangely his body was never found, despite extensive searches. Denise, his grieving widow, collected more than $1 million in life insurance payouts and, within a few short years, married Mike's best friend, Brian Winchester. For years, rumors swirled. Denise lived quietly, raising her daughter, while whispers of a staged accident followed her. And then in 2016, 16 years after Mike's disappearance, the truth finally cracked open. Brian Winchester, now estranged from Denise, was arrested for kidnapping her at gunpoint during a volatile argument. Facing prison, Brian confessed to his role in Mike's death, and the story he told stunned prosecutors. According to Brian, Denise was no grieving widow. She was the mastermind. The two had been carrying on a secret affair before Mike's death. Together, they plotted to kill him so they could be together and cash in on his insurance. Denise convinced Brian to stage the perfect accident, one that would never look like murder. On that December morning, Brian lured Mike onto the lake. Instead of shooting him as planned, Brian pushed Mike into the water. But when Mike managed to stay afloat, Brian panicked, grabbed his shotgun, and shot his best friend at point-blank range. He then buried the body nearby, leaving behind the carefully staged scene on the water. For 16 years, that cover-up held, until the conspiracy collapsed from within. With Brian's confession, investigators exhumed Mike's remains and finally proved what many had suspected. Mike Williams hadn't drowned in an accident. He had been murdered in cold blood. At trial, prosecutors argued that Denise Williams had engineered everything: the affair, the insurance policy, the cover-up, and even Brian's actions. The defense painted her as a woman trapped in Brian's lies, but the jury didn't buy it. Denise was convicted of conspiracy, murder, and accessory after the fact. She was sentenced to life in prison, but in a stunning twist, Denise's murder conviction was later overturned on appeal, leaving her serving a 30-year sentence for conspiracy instead of life. Still, the court of public opinion has branded her as one of the coldest killers in Florida history. A wife who betrayed her husband, her vows, and even her best friend, all for money and freedom. The case of Denise Williams is a reminder that some